All right. Hello, and welcome to the Council of Three presents Messages from the Wheatfield at Gettysburg with Gracie live on the battlefield. This is something new that we would really love to share with all of you, and we do hope you enjoy it. I will let Gracie tell you all about her experiences here over the last 25 years. She has asked Mama D and myself to accompany her via Zoom. We're going to be offering mediumship assistance as best we can with tarot and ancestor cards while Gracie navigates through channeling and her pendulum. So, Gracie, are you ready to begin?
I'm ready to begin.
Uh,
First of all, I want to share that coming here and the people who were watching this will have to bear with me if I pause from time to time. It is very overwhelming for me on this field. But I'm doing the best I can to keep that under control. For the past 25 years, I have been a volunteer at the Gettysburg National Park. We help do things to preserve the park. One of the things that I have done is help restore the grave markers in the cemetery itself. We do a black wash coat and then we put a clear coat over top because without that, you wouldn't be able to even read the gravestones anymore. So they do that every year.
wow.
And then, and I got into this with my husband. And the very first time, he's a history buff. I am not. I don't really have much of a clue about the battles and all of that. And it didn't necessarily interest me. I just went here because he came here. And the very first time I set foot on the wheat field, no other place in the park, and there's many other places that had more violent and massive destruction, although the Wheatfield did have a lot itself, but no other place in this huge park affected me in this way. When I very first set foot on the Wheatfield, I I was in a great mood. And then all of a sudden, I felt this heaviness and this feeling coming up through my feet, all the way to the top of my head. And I started crying. And I have no idea why I was crying. Um, and I walked around, and there were certain spots that I felt more emotional than others. And I thought, oh, I'm just, I didn't know what to think at that time. And I mean, I tried to tell my husband about it, but he was so into the history part that he didn't really fully understand what I was trying to describe. So we've been volunteering for these past 25 years. So while he's doing a lot of his work, come to try and spend time on the wheat field to get answers. And every year that I've come, I get little flashes of something, but I always have this feeling of terror, intense grief, and most recently, I feel guilt. And also, the last several years I've been here, I have gotten visions of in this area that we have here is where the hot spot is of where my visions have come from. I have these visions that I'm laying in the grass or the wheat very high. I feel like I'm maybe 16 or 17. I'm young. I'm terrified. I believe I was wounded. I can't move, and I hear these pigs snorting and or the boars, or they're very large pigs coming through the field, and I can hear them snorting, and I'm terrified because I can't get away from them. And I hear gunshots, and it's smoky, and it smells awful, and it's just terrifying. Just thinking about it, just I can't describe what it makes me feel because it's not something that I had an experience with in my lifetime. And I've had that vision multiple times. And even yesterday, I had it again. I wanted to lay down in the grass and just be there. I also have felt welcomed here. I feel them, the spirits here tugging at my arms and my legs. And when I walk, I feel like I'm walking over top of things that aren't there. I feel like I am a part of something here. Like I said, I feel welcome here. I feel like it's home in some way, but I don't understand it because it isn't part of my experience in this lifetime. So my quest today is to see if I can find out if, in fact, it is a past life, or it is something the spirits are sharing with me, or a combination of both. I want to get more clarity, and I want to get some closure, to get peace, not just for myself for experiencing these things, but I want to get peace for the spirits that are on this field that feel like they need to communicate. People do hear them. We hear them. I want to give them that. And that's why we're here today. So
Thank you for that.
the
Thank
first,
you for sharing.
give me a minute. I'm going to take a drink of water if you
No
don't
worries. Take
mind.
your time. Take your time.
Take your
It is
time.
very hot here today. And that's another thing that makes
Beautiful
me
out
think
there.
how hot it was during the battle. And it's not even as hot today as it was during the battle.
Wow.
The first question that I have is, did I exist on this battlefield in a past life? I'm going to use my pendulum. It's saying yes pretty strongly. I don't think you
Okay.
can see it from the phone, but it's saying yes. Now, since I had that question answered, I have a couple other ones to try and narrow it down. And the first one is, was I a soldier? It's saying yes to that as well. And I also had a question if I was a male or a female, but I feel with my visions I'm male. Do you think we need to ask that, or should I go ahead and get confirmation?
It
Yes.
might help us determine based on what the other mediums were telling us
Yeah.
prior
Okay.
to this.
All right. I'm going to ask it first if I was a male. I a male soldier. That's giving me a yes also.
Okay.
Okay, so we know which way to go.
All
Okay.
right.
So we have that.
So, do we want Joe to do a quick energy based on those
Yeah,
few questions, and then I'll
absolutely.
follow?
Okay.
All right.
So the very first card that came out and it kind of flew out was my 10 of swords.
Ten of Swords. Okay.
This is final resting. I'm seeing final resting. This is you did in a past life someone, you were this was your ending. This was where you it got ended for you
On the thing.
on the field. And it also the 10 of cups. So I got two tens that came out. This is completion. I mean, once you this, this follows with it, the emotions. And that's what I see with these two. And then I have the Six of Cups. So this is
Wow.
reminiscent. This is, this
Yeah.
is to me the past card. And I think that maybe as you come here more, you're going to start hopefully remembering more. And this is what this session is to help you. So, and then the final card I have is the Magician. And it's a one, it's the beginning, it's the very beginning of everything. And maybe once you pull everything together, the answers will come for you. That's the energy I'm grabbing.
All
And
right, guys, with my ancestor cards, this is the spirit throne of Evelyn's past life. And the first card that I pulled was a service card. This is a female, but in tarot, the gender really isn't specific. So there was someone in service. That could be a soldier, that could be many things, many different positions that people held during that time. The first card I pulled was the Five of Wands, and you can see it kind of looks like there's conflict here,
yeah,
conflict going
Yeah, little
on.
bit.
Yeah, a
yeah,
little
just
bit of
little.
conflict. So that leads me to believe that this was in that era. I also show the grave. That was the next thing I pulled was the grave, kind of leading me to believe that there was a sacrifice or there was a death that transpired with this conflict. It's showing an act of self-preservation, trying to sacrifice or save someone or oneself. And the oracle I drew was earth magic. And I'm looking at that wheat field back there and I'm thinking, as majestic as it is, before or after death, it's a sacred place. It's a
Yeah, it
sacred
is.
place.
It does feel, in spite of all the feelings I have, it is a very sacred place.
Yeah. So that is the energy that I pulled.
I came up with a question just now that's not on my cards, based
Roll with
on
it.
the cards, and that is, since I was a male, there are medics in the in all
Yes.
armies, whether they're men or women. So I'm
Yes.
going to ask the pendulum if I was a medic.
That sounds good.
That's what hit me yesterday when we were going over this
Yes.
was the fact that you might have been a medic.
Yes.
I am a medic. It's saying yes. It's kind of a yes and it's in between, but it's definite. No, now it's swinging now. It's definitely a yes.
Now, a lot of the
Okay.
medics back then were also soldiers.
Yes.
Right.
They had several roles that they had to play.
Right.
So that um using the wind blew around a little bit. Oh, here we go. Um the next question that I had, unless you wanted to jump in after that with something, if you want me to
No,
continue
I
with.
think that was very
Okay.
informative, actually. Yeah.
Okay. The next question I have are my visions on this field from my past life. I wanted
Okay.
to kind of fine tune that because I'm getting all
Yeah.
these messages and I'm not sure
Right.
where they're coming from.
Yeah, you're
Right.
pretty scattered. I mean, I'm getting yeah.
Are the messages, or I'm going to ask, are some of the messages or all of the messages coming from my past life? And that is a very clear yes. I want to ask it if the messages also come from the other spirits, because it could be both. I don't know. Are some of these messages from the spirits on this field that I'm receiving? That gets a yes too. So that complicates it a little bit because it looks like I'm getting what whatever my experience was, and then other information as well.
Maybe we should do two different reads, one for your experiences on that field, messages on your
Yeah,
experience,
and
and then a separate read
yeah,
for other messages from other spirits. Does that sound okay?
that I think that's a good idea.
All
Yeah.
right. Do you want to do the first one, Joe, on from her experience?
The first card that I have is the Hierophant. This is, for me, I'm seeing more that you were a lot more than you thought to these individuals. They really looked up to you in so many different ways. And as a healer, as you know, someone who's just opened themselves up, I've got the Ace of Wands. This is someone who helped these people, regardless of what was going through, what they were going through. You helped them see that their present, what they were going through,
But I
was just
couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
but they looked up to
Sorry.
you that way. And you don't
That's okay.
realize that you helped them see beyond. You gave them more hope than you realize, even though it was a very, you know, a bad situation. You still, as human beings, we still need hope. And that's where the Hierophant came in, is what I'm seeing, is you offered a lot more. You did a lot more for these people than you realize, Evelyn. You really did. And I think that's where your guilt comes in, is you don't think you did enough, but you did
Yeah,
what you
it's
could
I
with
feel
what
like
you
I couldn't. I wanted to help them all.
mm-hmm.
Already? I
Yeah.
have conscientious. So you were very conscientious and service oriented. And I have, it's called Yes or No. It's an act of love. Just what you were saying, you wanted to help and give humor and keep spirits high. And you knew you were in a yes or no situation. It was black and white during that time, but you were trying to make play or fun to help others to keep their spirits up. I come out with the justice card. You fought for justice. Eventually, it had to be, you couldn't help everybody. You had to just
No.
go with what you had to at the time. This card right here, I believe this is leading me to connect with past loved ones. I believe that there's someone there that is a loved one and that you're there to connect. It
I
says
feel like that I couldn't save them. I could not
you
save them.
couldn't. Yeah.
No.
It's just saying every time you go back, there's a connection, but not just I feel with a loved one, but I feel a connect. I feel like you thought they were all equal in your eyes to try and help them all. And
Yeah,
you were only one person. The justice of it wasn't, you had to become, yes, I'm going to do this. No, I'm going to do that. You were conscientious about it, but now when you go back, it's look at that. It's just connecting with all those spirits.
yeah. Yes. Okay, I have now speaking of other loved ones, my next card is, and this is hard to ask based on what I was thinking right before we put this on. My question is, do I have a brother or do I have brothers on this field? But I'm not quite sure how to we didn't do the question for the other spirit that I get messages
Oh,
from. I
okay.
think,
So
weren't
what
we
I
going to do,
ended up was the
pardon?
Empress card for the other spirits, the tarot part of it.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
the other
go ahead.
spirits
I
that
got
I
the
get messages from.
Empress and Justice also.
Okay.
So the other part of it was still their energy of how they, of course, the Empress is very compassionate and nurturing and, very grounded. And Justice, I think they saw you as that nurturing, almost motherly, maternal energy and always fighting for justice for everyone concerned, so those were the two cards that I had pulled
Okay.
for
Okay,
you.
I pulled the moon because I think at any given time on that field, no matter who you weren't sure that anything could happen and you had to be prepared for that. I show hardship, and you can see the house. This angel is kind of going, doesn't matter what you do. And I think that's what you're feeling. Doesn't matter what you do, it's not going to be an easy solution or answer. I get
Mm.
an act of love for the here and now. Decisions had to be made by you at the spur of the moment as things were happening. And I get reconnect with Mother Earth. And there you are in the wheat field. I feel
Clean my
like,
bare feet, by the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're returning home.
I'm home.
You're returning home, and whatever spirits are there, there's still spirits there that are
They're still
needing
there. They're still
acknowledgement.
here. They're watching this. They're all
They're
watching.
watching this. So, I think it's a beautiful thing that we're acknowledging the hardship, and I think a lot of times that's what they need. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now my question, and I know I jump ahead. As you were talking, I'm
Processing.
smelling gunpowder.
Oh,
It's,
oh,
it's, I get overwhelmed with all the different things, but let's take a
yes.
breath.
Yes.
My next question is, do I have a bloodline brother? I'm going to ask two separate questions on this.
Okay.
Do I have a bloodline brother or brothers on this field?
Okay.
It's saying no. So now I'm going to
Okay.
ask, do I have, are the soldiers here my brothers? So I'm thinking that's more where the brother thing might be from. I don't know.
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are the brothers, are my brothers from the military, my brothers on this field? Yeah, that's the answer.
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
Okay.
Um, okay. I'm going to ask another pendulum question about
Okay.
family, other than
Okay.
brothers. Do I have any family, male or female, that is also a spirit on this field? Any bloodline family? Saying no.
Okay.
So now we know it was the brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
Yeah,
Do we want to do a reading on the brotherhood?
I would like that.
Maybe
Yes.
messages from them.
Messages from the brotherhood.
All
Yes.
right, Joe.
So I have three threes that came.
Oh, wow.
I
You have
have
what? What do
Three,
you, what do you,
three,
threes.
three
oh,
threes.
oh,
All
wow.
three threes. And the first three is the wands, the three of wands. A lot of passion, a lot of desire, just, pursuit. And I think through this brotherhood, this was key to keep you all going. Um, and the other three I have is the pentacles. You all worked together very well. You did a lot of collaborating.
My
You did a lot of
God.
just it was definitely a brotherhood. It was definitely a, a I, I can't explain it, but this is very special. The third three,
They
again,
are family. They
they are
are
family,
brotherhoods
is
are
the
family
Empress.
forever.
The Empress, nurturing, loving, caring, compassionate. You all shared so much. And I mean, three threes, that to me is significant here.
Yes,
Oh
it
my
is.
God.
It has a
Yes,
lot to do with your, commitment to one another,
yes,
what you shared, the bonds you shared.
yes. I agree. I have the act of love as BU. I think, Evelyn, there was a point where you had to go on your instincts and you had to just make decisions that were not in your heart, but you had to make decisions. And that put you were sovereign in what you believed, in how you acted. You embraced that, but it kind of put you in a position. This is the Nine of Swords. It put you in an anxiety because
That I feel that right
yeah,
now. I
you
mean,
had
it's
because you were sovereign in your beliefs, but and there was that be you what sovereign in what you had to do, but be you was your empathic side. You had to juggle those two, which put you in this kind of position of just being overwhelmed, anxiety. And yet again, I have a third, go back to nature, which
wow.
reminds me of the Empress card.
Yeah.
Um, it keeps drawing you back,
It does. It keeps drawing me back.
drawing you back.
Even when
So
I know how I'm going to feel, it
yeah, and
draws
I think
me
the
back.
message here is they understood. I think that's why you feel welcome back, and when you walk to that place, I feel that they knew that you were in this position, and they welcome you back because of that.
I I'm not going to do a pendulum question on this, but I'm just going to make an observation. I question whether or not that's probably why when I do work on the cemetery itself, I don't feel anything. I actually feel happy or at peace. It's like almost like a party sometimes when we're doing that work. And
Mm.
I've never felt a bit of darkness there. And I feel like I think they know that I am coming there to do this work.
Right,
I because I've heard other people say they do pick up things in the cemetery. I think it might be relational why I don't pick up stuff there and other people do
right.
because
Yeah.
I have a different relationship with them.
Yes.
It was just a thought that came to me.
You
And I
knowing that
think
they're
it,
at their final resting place.
yeah. And I think because you were probably a medic there, you were of some service like that. They are actually honoring you as well.
Mhm. Yes.
Didn't think of that, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my I have a kind of a double question here, but it's more like a for cards. It's like what information and wisdom do the spirits who still remain here on this battlefield have to share about their experience here, or what do they have to share with me now?
Okay. So what do the spirits there have to share with about
Yeah.
their experiences?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna work on, I'm already picking up some things. I think a lot of it is what we've already figured out so far, but I I'm I'm feeling and seeing like images of smiling faces right now, even though I still feel so sad.
Yes, yes,
I think I'm being told it's okay. I did my job. It's okay. And
yeah.
I don't have to feel this way anymore.
You
But it's
don't.
really hard not to. It's hard not to.
Yes, yes. The empathic side in you. Yes.
Are we ready for
Yes.
what the
Do you
cards are
want to
telling
go, Joe?
us? So I pulled a few, and the reason is because this is kind of like a bigger drawn out, like everybody coming in. The very first one is the King of Pentacles. And if you notice, it's this beautiful bear on top of the mountain looking down at everything. You were you were being watched, not by a person, but by I see this as almost the divine. You were being observed while you were doing everything you could. Yet I got two fives that came down. You are the one that beat yourself up in so many ways that you weren't doing enough. But what you don't understand
Still
is
doing that.
I know, and you need to stop that because this here is just within you. It had nothing to do with what you did for anybody there. This is you beating yourself up, and you need to stop and realize that the bonds with the Two of Cups, the bonds that you had were very strong. And this is a bond that cannot be broken. Okay.
No
So
matter what.
no matter what. So the advice I'm getting, which is why I pulled three more cards, is let it go. It's time to let it go and close out the cycle because I have two more cycle cards that came with this. I have the Wheel of Fortune and I have the World card.
Oh,
You
wow.
This is where you really need to close out this cycle. You did the best you could, and everybody knows that. And you were being watched by the divine or someone. Someone had your back in more ways than not. You were being observed through your actions. But it's time to forgive yourself. I think the biggest thing for you, Evelyn, Gracie, is that you forgive yourself because there was nothing for anyone to have to forgive you for. They looked at you with so much reverence and love that you need to put this to rest. And when you continue to come to this place, you'll have a totally different feeling about everything. That's what I've got. Now I'm going to start crying, but
That was beautiful.
I have um that changes some of the questions that I had. We thought that might happen, but
That's okay.
I would like,
Do you mind if I give a message before you
sorry,
start? That's
sorry, I'm
okay.
very easily
Um,
distracted.
yeah, I
Forgive
kind
me.
of blew it for you.
I know she kind of went, I have the love card and I, you had such a, they know that you had such a strong love of yourself, to give of yourself to help them. They knew that. And the chariot comes out and you know, the chariot is about discernment and moving forward. You know, no matter how opposite you were torn in a lot of times in a lot of ways on what to do and how to act. But you had to keep going because the others depended on you. But along the way, this one is self-care. Along the way, you didn't give yourself any self-care because you did and you did and you did for others. And they know that and they recognize that. And then the message right now, it says tune in and connect. It's their nonverbal communication that you're feeling, your intuition. And if you can see that card, there's somebody looking like Joe was saying, there's someone observing you. You're being recognized. And when you go back, that's what you're doing. You're getting nonverbal communication. It's affecting your intuition for all these messages. So they're
Yeah.
saying they knew what position you were in, and they're recognizing you that you gave love. So you weren't selfish, you were unselfish, and they recognize that. And I think that torment you feel is because you wish you could have done more.
I
But
am, while you're talking, I'm having, and this is making, it makes it, because I'm like, it's all the stuff is happening all at the same time. I'm having visions of myself running all over here. That's the first time that's happened. Like running there, running here, running there, not doing it.
yes,
I mean, in constant motion until the very end when I had that last piece where I'm laying in the wheat, just unable to do anything.
I felt, and I see that. I see like you're in a frenzy, and that's maybe why you get the hands coming up because you were trying to do as much as you could do. But like the chariot, sometimes you've got to stop and you've got to go, wait a minute. What you have to make choices, right? You have to go forward. And
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
I have two questions now. Um, one of them is something, well, it's a question, but I'm going to make it a goal.
Okay.
Is will I be able to let go? And then my question after that for you guys, um, for the cards is what in what ways can I be helped to let go? And I'm also going to see what messages I get as well. So I'm going to do the
Okay.
pendulum question. Will I be able to let go? And then I'll work on my own channeling.
Okay.
Saying yes, I'm going to be able to let go.
Okay.
And now I'm going to just sit and while you're drawing the cards and think of my own messages from channeling.
Okay. So she wants us to do the cards
On
on
ways
messages
that
on
I
ways to
can
let
let
go.
go.
You ready, Joe?
Yeah. You ready, Gracie?
Yeah.
The ways to let go. The very first card is the Knight of Pentacles. This is not going to happen overnight for you, but it is attainable. And one thing I love about this, the wolf looking out, with I can get through this. Determination, okay, your willpower. Never forget the past with the Six of Cups. Never forget, you will never forget it, but you can come to better grips with it, um, in how you end up remembering it through your diligence, due diligence, okay, and how you look forward. Again, you'll never lose the past. You'll never lose that experience. It will always be with you. And then I like this Justice card. Got the lion. And it's almost like, yeah, I've got this. And I mean, for me, this card is saying you did the right thing. You did right by everything there. And that's what you need to realize is you did right. And it's time to make that choice with the Two of Wands and move forward. Okay. You'll know when it's time to move forward. And in that interim, a lot of it is coming to grips, attaining and mastering your thoughts. And then, the nine of swords, this is at, all of this is going to help you attain a much better understanding on how you look at things from your past. So that's what I have for you. It's not going to be an easy road, and you're not going to completely forget everything, and there's that thing. I mean, you want to bring this with you. This is who you are, who you were, who you continue to be throughout all of these different lives that you've lived. We always carry something from a past life, and yours was giving and compassion for others. You were that.
It's too much.
It is too much, but we keep going as
Yeah,
nurses. We
yeah.
keep going no matter what. But yes, it is exhausting, but you'll get through this. You just have to, it's slow going, slow and easy. Don't rush it, but you've got this. You will attain and get and be able to look at everything with more reverence.
Wow. I have the Queen of Pentacles, and isn't that fitting? Mother Earth, Pentacles, the Earth,
Earth again.
a queen that is very resourceful, practical, and giving, one that takes care of others. So here and now, you're still that person. And the message here is objectivity. And Joe mentioned something about, like, I'm saying change the mindset. So I know you feel grief and all that, but just imagine they're paying reverence to you for what you did. And you're still feeling like maybe I didn't do enough even now from that past life.
Yeah.
But I think the reason you feel so welcoming at times is because they're thanking you. They're saying, "Yeah, it is enough. Yeah, it is enough." And you need to understand that here and now, you did everything you possibly could and be at peace with that. And I think that sometimes when you feel that grief, they feel it with you, and they don't want you to feel that grief. They want you to shine brightly, and this says stand out. It's time for you to rejoice in what you've did. My gosh, you helped so many people, and you did, and as a human back that you did everything you could. And I think that's what they're wanting for you, is to take a step back and acknowledge yourself, because you haven't done that yet. And
No.
once you can see that you did play such an integral part with them, I show the Sun card. And he's giving a little cheers there. Salute yourself, because you did a lot for these people. So I understand that in life we can't help everybody. We want
Yeah.
to as empaths. You did all that you could do, and that has to be enough. And that's what I take away, is that it's time for you to acknowledge that. Okay.
Okay. While you guys were drawing cards, I got some messages too, and faces. They're right over there, that direction.
Okay.
In the field with be happy. Basically, that was be happy, allow myself to be happy.
Yes.
And then that springboarded the effect of my current life. Like I said, I'm still doing this, and I'm still thinking it's not enough. I am
Yeah,
still thinking it's not enough. And I think that that's part of the message they want me to know is that's
yes,
enough too. It's more than enough so that I can just sit back and be happy.
yes.
A
And
lot of
when
that
you
comes from
finally
what's your thoughts, your thoughts,
your mindset.
control of how you look at things, because we can create so much angst just from our thoughts, and I think that's where the nine of swords is coming in. You need to, once you go through all of this, you're going to be able to think differently than you do now because you're
And I think
thinking,
once you do that, then you rejoice with them.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You rejoice with them. So
I
the
mean,
visit back will still always tug at you, but
oh
now
yeah,
it's like a mutual respect of acknowledgement, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
they'll always be with you, in your memories and stuff, but you have to look at it differently than what, you need to look at it in a more pleasant way than the way you need to stop feeling guilty. You need to stop beating yourself up.
And I get the word trauma bond. They don't want the bond together to be trauma based.
Exactly.
They want it
Right.
to
Well,
be,
the
I
brotherhood.
acknowledge
Look
you,
back
you
and
acknowledge me. We
yeah,
experience this, whatever as devastating as it was, we experience this together. And right now I'm getting a vision of that's the raven right there.
hmm
Oh my God, I'm getting a vision of like blue, lots of blue butterflies just going up,
Oh,
like right around there, like going up to the raven. I just
that
get
is a
that
powerful,
that
powerful
it's
vision.
image.
very, it is
And maybe
very.
that's all it is acknowledgement of honor.
I'm at the point where I think I've had enough of the energy off of this. So I think I'm about ready to
To wrap it
wrap
up.
this up.
Okay.
Unless you have some other questions, I mean, I have the ones that we were going to do for the closing, but is there anything else? Like I have a question if there's any other additional messages that I need to receive to regain closure.
Okay.
That
Any,
like that's my last
okay.
question.
Okay.
Okay.
So the first card that's come out for me is the Hanged Man. And this is about looking at things differently and doing more meditation on, getting more peace. The next card I have is the Moon. There's still so many unknowns, but as you progress throughout this healing process for you and how you look at all of this, you know, one thing I love about the Moon is let your eyes adjust, because what you don't think, you might not think you can see something, but under the moonlight, if you once your eyes adjust, you will see. Which also the Hangman, looking at things differently. You need to stop. You need to look at this in a much better light, because the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten Pens, the legacy, you left a legacy that you should be proud of. You know what you did. Look at this differently than how you have been, because this again, the legacy, it's it's a good thing. You left so much, with these individuals that you helped throughout that time. Okay.
I have the Seven of Cups, and that is an emotion card. And there's a blindfold on, and I just intuitively you've had this blindfold that it's never enough. It's never enough. And you're asking all these questions, which is, I think, a great thing to revisit. But it's saying to take that mask off and just accept emotionally that all of you, so every one of you, and all the people you had experiences with, just take reality. This is a card of illusion. Take that illusion, emotional illusion down and just recognize you all did your part. The next thing is as is. It's asking you just to be still, to now accept what is and has always been. And you accept you as is. You just accept that you did this, you played a part in it, you did the best you could. They did the best for you. It's an equal exchange. And in that, just self respect and mutual respect. The beauty of this is the witch. This is you.
Wow.
This is the
Wow.
intuitive beauty that you are. And the reason you feel so deeply about all these emotional things is because you can't change who you are. And you've carried this for years. It's time to fly. It's time to be as is and let them be as is. And then I have, oh my gosh, be an open channel, mediumship, ancestors, and spirits.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
More
Yep.
meditation.
Yep.
And look how he's looking up. Just embrace look at the face. Embrace that mediumship, intuition, and ancestors, and just be as is with them. Just go sit with them and just
Without
be.
all the angst. I mean,
Yes.
I could enjoy it so much more without
Yes.
feeling this
Yes. Just because
grief
you've
and
all,
terror.
I feel like you all had your own trauma and it was devastating. But at some point you sit and you just acknowledge we did this together. We did
We
the
did
best we could and
it together.
honor each other.
Exactly.
Um, okay, I have the closing that we wanted to do.
Yes.
I I I I want to read it. I'm not,
Yes.
I'm going to
Yeah.
try to read it. You can jump in if
Yeah.
but I think I'll be okay. Now I lit two candles when we were on the field because it's a little breezy here. One of them did go out, but my blue one, which I feel is the appropriate one to stay lit, healing color, blue, actually the bluish green. So I have this candle, which I'll hold up later. Um, so I'm going to say our closing. I want to call calling on all the spirits in this field for closure. And I want to thank them all for allowing us to be a part of this in this field. It is such an honor. And as we light these candles, we pay our respects, our gratitude, and we honor all of the fallen soldiers who sacrificed their lives on this sacred ground. May you all rest in peace and eternal light and have eternal light. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.